friends. How are you? Hope so you all are fine. Today, we are talking about the all-new iPhone 14 Pro Max. A magical new way to interact with iPhone. A vital safety feature designed to save lives. An innovative 48MP camera for mind-blowing detail. All powered by the ultimate smartphone chip. Designed for durability. The iPhone 14 Pro Max is the best iPhone and one of the best overall smartphones you can buy right now. From a stunning display, premium design, and great cameras, it has it all. Pros of iPhone 14 Pro Max are: times exquisitely premium design, times beautiful 120Hz display, times dynamic island is a joy, times always on screen is gorgeous, times incredible camera system, times blistering performance, times outstanding battery life, times robust iOS 16 software. Cons of iPhone 14 Pro Max are: times one of the heaviest phones you can buy, times expensive. For the last few years, buying Apple's top-tier iPhone has meant needing to get the Pro equivalent. If you want the nicest cameras, display, and battery life, it's the Pro iPhone you require. That's no different this year, with 2022's best iPhones being the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max. Apple's new 48-megapixel camera, always on screen, and dynamic island are incredibly welcome additions to the latest Pro iPhones, something we highlight extensively in our iPhone 14 Pro review. The iPhone 14 Pro Max retains all of the 14 Pro's excellence while also going a step further, adding a more immersive display and much longer battery life. Those things do come at a cost, but if you can stomach the higher price and added heft, the iPhone 14 Pro Max is the epitome of a flagship smartphone. It's big, premium, powerful, and completely overkill in all the best ways. When iPhone is turned face down or in your pocket, it goes dark to save battery life. The iPhone 14 Pro Max's design looks very similar to last year's 13 Pro Max, which is to say, it looks a lot like the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Apple stuck with the same general design language for the last couple of years, and while that may not make the iPhone 14 Pro Max a visual breakthrough, this tried-and-true design offers very little to complain about. The stainless steel frame is luxurious, the frosted glass back looks and feels incredible, and small details, like the buttons and haptic feedback, are as exquisite as you'd expect. Most smartphones today have a nice fit and finish, but the iPhone 14 Pro Max still feels like a step above. There is one design characteristic unique to the Pro Max equivalent of the iPhone 14, and that's its size. Measuring 160.7mm tall and weighing a hefty 240 grams, the iPhone 14 Pro Max is one of the most substantial phones you can buy. As someone who generally prefers smaller phones and has spent the past year using an iPhone 13 Pro, making the jump to the iPhone 14 Pro Max initially seemed quite intimidating. After living with the phone for over a week as my go-to handset, I'm happy to say that the transition hasn't been nearly as difficult as I imagined. Yes, the iPhone 14 Pro Max is still a very tall and very heavy smartphone. For some people, it'll always be just too big to comfortably use. There are two main benefits you get for putting up with the iPhone 14 Pro Max's gargantuan size, the first of which is an expansive 6.7-inch display. That display is an OLED one and has a resolution of 2796x1290, working out to the same 460 ppi pixel density of the smaller iPhone 14 Pro. Like the iPhone 14 Pro, the quality of the 14 Pro Max's screen is excellent. Colors are vivid and beautiful, text is easy to read, and the screen is now brighter than ever. The iPhone 14 Pro Max also retains the 120Hz promotion refresh rate Apple introduced on the iPhone 13 Pro lineup, giving you ultra-smooth animations whenever you're interacting with the phone. And, of course, the iPhone 14 Pro Max is one of the first iPhones with an always-on screen. Pressing the power button to turn off your iPhone's display now shows a dimmed version of your lock screen, complete with notifications, lock screen widgets, and the full color of your wallpaper. These are all qualities you can also enjoy on the iPhone 14 Pro. The iPhone 14 Pro Max isn't technically any different in the display department, it just gives you more of that incredible display to play with. From gaming, scrolling through Twitter, watching YouTube videos, and browsing sites on Safari, it all feels bigger and roomier on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. The iPhone 14 Pro's 6.1-inch display certainly isn't tiny, but having a 6.7-inch canvas to use every day has been a treat. Apple's camera game has been on point for the last couple of years, and the iPhone 14 Pro Max improves things yet again. Apple stuck with 12MP camera sensors since the iPhone 6s, but with the iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max, you get a brand new 48MP main camera with an f1.78 aperture and sensor shift optical image stabilization. Using the added resolution of the sensor, the 48MP main camera can also be used as a 2x optical zoom lens. The only smartphone in the world that lets you shoot, view, edit and share in ProRes or Dolby Vision HDR. The main camera is joined by a 12MP telephoto camera capable of 3x zoom, in addition to a 12MP ultra-wide camera with a 120-degree field of view. Also new is the 12MP front-facing camera, which is the first selfie camera on an iPhone with autofocus. And that's just what you get on a hardware level. Software-wise, the iPhone 14 Pro Max utilizes Apple's new Photonic Engine image pipeline, offering more lifelike colors and beautifully detailed textures in less light than ever, according to Apple's website. Performance is rarely a point of contention with the iPhone. To no one's surprise, that's true once more with the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Both the iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max come with Apple's new A16 Bionic chip. The A16 has a smaller 4 nanometers design compared to the 5 nanometers architecture of the A15, making it faster and more power efficient than the previous generation. iPhone 14 Pro can detect a severe car crash, then call emergency services and notify your emergency contacts. The iPhone 14 Pro Max is available for purchase now. It starts at $1,099 for 128GB of storage with optional upgrades to 256GB, 512GB, and even 1TB. Those higher storage models cost $1,199, $1,399, and $1,599, respectively. If you buy direct from Apple's website, the company's trade-in program lets you send in your old phone for an instant credit that can be valued as low as $40 or as high as $720. And if you have an Apple Card, buying the iPhone 14 Pro Max direct from Apple gets you 3% cashback, just shy of $33 on your purchase. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more such videos.